So I'm getting set up here. We're just gonna make some music with Dawesome's Myth. We'll use some other plugins, of course, but let me get the iPad going so I can at least see what you guys say if anyone chimes in. And in the meantime, I started building this one here. It's called Soft Hues. It started from this preset called Water. What was it called? Water Underwater. So I changed it by using these configurations down here till I got something I like. And let me get this iPad open. Make sure the volume is down. Okay. All right, cool. I'm here. So this is what it sounds like now. Low end. So it's like texture. Could be a pad. The volume is low. Or you can do some things like let's see. I mean, it's kind of a interesting sound because it could be used for anything, really. Let's put something on it. I'm not going to use the effects in here. Whatever's on here is on here. I'm going to use other effects though with it. I kind of want a delay, but I want to use some Valhalla Future Verb. And let's go in and we're going to use some presets. So I have some Tom Wolf presets, which are not many presets there. And then this one. Let's see what this one sounds like. Ooh. I like this because I don't have to play much and it just sounds good. Could adjust here. Create kind of a soundscape. I'm not even playing anything right now and that's still going. So let's record something. Very nice. Hey, what's up, Crazy Wabbit? Thank you, man. Yeah, I don't know about young, but I appreciate the compliment on being young. I don't know. I'm 45 today. I don't really celebrate birthdays, but age is still as you get older, you hopefully you get wiser and keep that youthful thought and process and the energy that you have when you were younger and more hip to things. No, no NPC over here. I've been down that rabbit hole a few times. And while I do think the MPC is very powerful and an amazing tool for the right person, I don't picture it being for me. I'm more interested in quality instruments and sounds and plugins. And the reason why is because I'm not a sample based first artist. And I think if I was sample based first, I would be more prone to gravitate towards something like an MPC. But seeing that I'm not, I'm more interested in playing and trying to um, build my own soundscapes and platforms, or whatever you want to call that. I think it doesn't appeal to me as much as it would if I was sample based first. And that's the challenge of music making, is figuring out who you are and what fits your vibe. That may change down the road because music is constantly evolving and changing, but I'm very much more interested in cinematic, ambient, jazz, and uh, elements of hip hop exist within the music because I was grew up around that and that vibe. So it exists there. R&B, soul, all of that is part of me, but jazz, ambient, cinematic, stuff like that is just what appeals to me at the moment. So, but yeah, man, thank you so much. Yeah, I had some fun last night. I had a little something, but yeah, pretty good. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Yep. So here we are with our first 24 bars. Kind of some airy stuff. I didn't say eerie, I said airy, by the way. We're gonna duplicate it. Takes a second while it's still playing. Erase that. And we're gonna create a new preset. Get rid of this. So we're gonna browse. And then the cool thing about this browser is it's so simple to use. You can pick what type of sound you want. I want some mallets. And I'm gonna go soft, light, dark. Right? Those are the sounds I want. And then it breaks it down to these 32 selections. And I can randomize a pick. Right? So just keep clicking till you get. Oh, let me actually get on the right one. There we go. That's a little bit excessive. Ooh, I kind of like. Okay, so let's go back here. We're gonna loop this out for now till we build. We're using the Osmos with the MPE settings. So if you get something you kind of like, you could always tweak it here. This is more like randomize the parameters that exist here. And this one gives you a new preset. So it's like mutate. And Omnisphere. So see how it completely changed now? And you'll see Myth, Dawesome, and Expressive E hooked up. So now you have, like, when you look here, you'll see Osmos keyboard is in there that you can set it to. I don't know why they have 1 and 2. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what's the difference. I don't know if it means port 1, port 2. Now, if you've never used Myth before, Myth is a sample base /FM/ something else, I don't know. But you can drop samples in here. So we could go, let's say we like this sort of kind of setting, we could go find some samples. I'm gonna go grab some nature stuff. Let's get some bells, like a doorbell. And you can resynthesize that. So it could be one or two. I forget what each one is for, but I'm gonna use two. And then we're gonna do what is this one? That's too much going on for me. Let's go to handbell. That'll work. And then we'll throw this one in. You can do one or two. We're gonna do one. Good gracious. It's a little loud, so I'm gonna turn there's a limiter down here if you want to turn up. Or you can just drop the volume down. Hey, what's up, Color Space? Oh, that's Colors in Space. Lord have mercy, I'm losing it. Yeah, I'm just coming up with like a rhythm. And what's cool is like they have these random names. So first off, you can put your name in because you're creating it, right? So I usually put BJSB, Ben Jamison's birth. Then I click this little button and it gives me titles. So I could change the title whatever I want, or I could use some of their random titles, which I don't know what that means, but they're pretty cool, interesting titles. Sometimes I find one that I like. The You Gift. I don't know what that is, darkly. Interesting. I don't know what FLAR means. Flower, love. I'm not sure. But this is like we're gonna change it. We're just gonna put our own title in there. Bell Love. Bell Love Perk. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do Bell Lady Love. There we go. And then hit save. Then you can describe how you want to describe it. I'm going to keep it under mallets. I'm fine with that. I'm just going to hit save, and there it is. Now I have a new preset for myself that I built. Yeah, good to see you. I saw that you have some good sales going on with your Gumroad packs and presets. So that's pretty cool. Anybody watching that doesn't know, check out Colors in Space, his Gumroad account, where he sells stuff for like, especially if you're in the TE or the Electron world. He has presets, so check him out. All right, so this is cool. Good start for the perk. I'm gonna go in and grab something to make this. We're gonna go back to the Valhalla, and we're gonna grab, well, not Valhalla. I have a lot of stuff in here, but we're gonna go grab where is it? Sound Toys effects rack. And in here, Tom Wolf has some presets. We're going to use some of the Tom Wolf presets. I want these in perfect delays. So see how it... Thank you. Yeah, that's Myth, man. Myth is incredible. So we're going to use this one time critical. Now, I could sit here and play it, which is cool, or I could do something fun or something more generative if you want. And we could go in and just do some seeds, plant some seeds. We could try it and see if it works. You know, bring the velocities down, duration, and then generate until we get something that we maybe like. If nothing populates, then we'll go in and build it. I'm not seeing anything from there that just sparks me, so let's just build it. It won't take that long. All right, so something like that. All right, cool. So we're just gonna play. I'll turn the metronome on. Don't really need it, but whatever, we'll play it just for. Because I'm playing out of time anyway, purposely. So I'm just turning it off because it's kind of annoying to hear it. That's plenty good. Okay. So there it is, and then we'll just join that. So there's our perks. Little I don't want to. What do I call that? When the basically it's just nothing planned there. It's just played randomly. So just pressing keys, to be honest with you. Not looking for a certain rhythm pattern or anything. So again, we're using Myth. For anybody maybe just coming in, we're going to get rid of this. We'll make a duplicate copy of Myth again. And we'll come up with a new preset. So far we're going to get rid of the effects. We've made 2 presets, just that quick. I mean, I think if you use Myth the way it's intended and you know what you're doing, you can get in here and tweak all the macros and all the stuff like that, but I don't. So I just use presets and then either bring sounds in or create new ones by using these, what do they call these things? Are they modulators? Is that called a modulator when you... Anyway, mutator, whatever you want to call it. That's, for lack of a better word, we'll call it that. All right, let's figure out what we want. So we're going to go back to type. I'm not worried about a bass because there's kind of enough bass in that synth to where if I try to add a bass to it, it might get too muddy. So there's some sequence stuff in here. I never really mess with the sequencer. See if anything works. Nope. Use the random. Nope. Nope. Let's find something else. Let's try some strings. Get rid of that. It's not a lot of strings in here, but one's called Spaced Out. Ironic, I was gonna pick mellow, and it's already a mellow one. Let's check fog. Nope. I like Spaced Out. It's a little loud for me, and you see the limiter is on. I'm just gonna turn the volume down. I don't want it coming in nasty. Maybe I'll turn the limiter off. Kind of like that, just playing some simple notes. Let's do that. Let's just add it in. Oops, wrong note. Let's do that again. One of the things that's cool about making like ambient music that I kind of enjoy, other than the fact that it's very relaxing and peaceful, is being able to feel free to play what you want as long as you live within, the scale of a song. Then you can kind of play wherever you want freely. I think that's kind of cool, and how you can switch scales around and just move stuff. You can be more free to try new things, because I feel kind of trapped when I'm playing like popular music, that I'm kind of stuck within these boundaries, because if it doesn't sound good, everybody knows like it doesn't sound good. They're like, yeah, that doesn't work, because you're looking for something, right? Whereas with this type of music, you're not, in my opinion, you're not really like, you're just appreciating whatever it is. And I don't know, something cool about that. But anyway, back to the music. All right. I like that. We're just going to make it. Let me see. I'm putting like a a pattern together here that I kind of like these first 4 bars, or first 4 notes, 5 notes technically. Um I might actually just keep that and just have it repeat. There we go. Just repeat those notes there. And then what I'll do is select them all. Oops, not that. And have it deviate. It's just going to deviate the velocity. And then let's add something to it to make it vary a little bit. So we'll use Valhalla's delay. There it is. And we'll use some of the ascendant. Turn the mix back a little bit. And believe it or not, this while this does sound very ambient, obviously, you could actually put some drums over this, give it some rhythm, and you could have yourself an ambient trap or ambient hip hop piece, whatever you want. So music is very, in my opinion, music is universal, and I mean that in the sense of just about anything can become something else if you want it to be, right? That is very true. Crazy rabbit. Looking for what sounds familiar versus a willingness to open their mind. That is true. Um, but let's since you mentioned that, let's talk about that for just a second. 90. I'm gonna put a number on it. 80% of people nowadays are repetitive. They want the same thing. And if you don't believe that's so, listen to the radio for just a day and you'll see just about every song sounds the same. It all sounds the same because they know what to do. I was just listening to the new Bruno Mars song, for instance. A lot of people are complaining about it because it sounds exactly like his other songs, like Treasure and Skate. If you ever listen to his other music, his new song sounds like he just repeated himself, which he did, because you can hear and you can literally sing any of his lines over that same song and it sounds identical. What's up? I think you pronounce your name you doggy. We're gonna call you doggy because I can't. The first part I might be jacking it up, but but yeah. So his music it sounds identical. In fact, my complaint with it was I like Bruno Mars. I like his music for the most part, and I know he tries to live in the '70s with his style of music, which I dig. But um, I was surely hoping for something different. Like for him to maybe get a producer to come in and give him a different sound just to see if he could explore. But he doesn't explore that much. He lives what sells. And I get it. It's his job. He's making a living off of making music that people like. Yeah, the repetitive, which is okay because and I'm not and when I say repetitive, I don't mean style of music repetitive in the sense of you're making hip hop music. I expect all of a sudden your hip hop to be classical. I don't. But it just sounds rhythmically and sonically and however you want to put that. Um, the melodies are all the same. They just sound identical to what's already happening. So people go out and typically, if Drake is popular, they want to match what Drake does. If and for whatever reason, consumers, the people, that's what they like. So they gravitate to do the same thing every single time. Whereas in my mind, if I explore or if I take a chance on something else, I might end up finding something that actually is a little bit different, carries some familiarity. I can't even say the word right. Familiar sound to your palate, but then introduces a slight variance in there, and that variance makes it different, right? So that's the goal when you're making music, right? Explore, have fun, and find new things like cooking. Imagine if a cook makes the same dish every day, he's going to get bored and tired of it. So you have to explore, maybe try new spices, I mean the ingredients may be the same in the sense of you still have potatoes and meat or whatever you're going to do, but you can change it up the way you prepare it, the way the flavors taste or something in it to make it different and unique. Yeah. I think the thing with AI is it's still new and I'm not for it. I think it has some AI has a place, right? In the music world, for me, what I like about AI is I like that it can generate ideas for you to get started, but I don't think it should be the music. I think it should just give you an idea. For instance, I use it to help me come up with titles. Like, let's say I have this idea and I'm in my head. So I'll prompt it and say, I want to create a song title that takes me to a lush green mountaintop where the wind is blowing, and I'm sitting here describing what I want it to be. And then it can generate these ideas for titles. And then I can look at those titles and pick certain word phrases or ideas that can help me come up with an album or a song title or something. So it's useful in that sense. And it's definitely useful in collecting data fast. So that can be helpful, right? Because maybe you want to see what a certain percentage of the people are interested in if you're marketing something, right? But I'm not trying to make music to market. I'm just making music that I enjoy. So I don't need AI in that essence. You know what I'm saying? I don't need AI to make a song that sounds cool because I should be able to do that myself. Near Tao, what's up? Good to see you. So, like AI has a place, but it shouldn't replace, speaking of place, should not replace a human for making music. Otherwise, I mean, what's the point of all this? It's wasted time. So, yeah, instruments are going to always be around cuz I don't think people really want to go to a show to see somebody press a computer button to play you a song. We can play the song at home. So, we need you to actually play the music. So, eventually that it's gonna find its lane, but it's gonna take years before it ever could fully replace anything because it's just not. And it's funny, I just saw something where Bandcamp is removing any songs that have been made with AI are not allowed to be in the sense of if it's a fully AI made song, not like you sampled something, but if you make a song with AI and they find out it's on there, they'll remove it from Bandcamp. And it makes sense because they're trying to promote people who are not big artists, right? So now here you got somebody just creating a song with a couple prompts and it's that defeats the purpose of what Bandcamp was all about. So makes a lot of sense they would get rid of that. But anyway, back to some music. Let's see if we can place these items in different spaces by using a plugin called Haze. You guys should, if you've ever used iOS, you definitely know what Haze 2 is. So we're going to position them in a natural left, at least that one. And then we'll drop one here and position it in a natural right. So you should, if you have headphones on with both ears on, you should be able to hear stuff going in the left that's a little different from the right. That's what we're doing, just putting it in a certain space. And I kind of like doing these odd. It's not odd. Was that odd? Yeah, that's considered. Actually, it's even, but it's not like, okay, so here's 16 bars and then here's another 8 bars, right? So you could do, this is 24 bars total. So you could do random stuff like 7 bars instead of doing 8 bars, or just switch it up a little bit so it never sounds the same, even if it is typically somewhat repetitive. Yes, I agree with you, Nirtal. I use AI sometimes for artwork, but what I'll do is I'll create multiple images and then I'll take and blend them together or move them or chop them, or so it's got to be like my last artwork cover is AI generated, except for it's 3 different pictures and I'm taking 3 different pictures and I'm blending them in a different way and then having them what's the word they use? I'm not an artist, so I'm trying to think of the word. It's like I'm fading them slightly into each other. So I had to go do some work with the picture. It's not like it's just, but in my mind, it's like the same thing. Like if you go outside and take a picture of the sky and then you capture the sky on another night and then you decide to use those pictures and blend them or whatever, it's just, it's not a big deal to me when it comes to AI doing that. I really don't mind. The only time I have a problem with it is if you don't do anything to the picture. Like you just create the picture and there's no change in it, or you just like take somebody else's work. Obviously, that's a no-go. But um as long as the company is reputable and getting permission to use ideas from other people and they're not like trying to scam somebody, I don't really care. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Exactly. There's some effort put in it. Just like we're using instruments and presets, and then I go and change it a little bit and then tweak it. Or even if I don't change it, if I bought the preset, I paid the artist or whoever the designer is to use his presets. I mean, he created the sound and then I might tweak it a little bit and then put my own little touch, or how I play it is different. So we're all using from each other. There's no person that solely did everything. Even when you play a guitar, you played somebody else's instrument they created. You're just playing it, right? So the sound, the pickups that were wound, the design, everything came from somebody. And now you take it and play a song and create some artwork from it. So we're all using each other's art in some way, form, or fashion. There's nothing original, completely original. However, there is a difference between stealing something and there's also a difference between not creating or manipulating the audio or the sound or the whatever in some kind of way to make it your own thing. That's to me where the lines get drawn and you have to say, okay, I don't like this. Because I like sampling. I think sampling is amazing. I'm not that good at it, I don't think, but um there's some people that know how to do it. Exactly. Exactly, Crazy Rabbit. We're all copies of a copy. And it's the truth. I mean, your parents, your made the DNA, they come from them and then they had it passed to them and it gets complicated. That's why you can't overthink this stuff, but at the same time, I do understand stealing is wrong, okay? No question asked, if you're stealing something is wrong. So we don't want to. allow that to become okay. But inspiration, you can't copyright inspiration if somebody's inspired by a sound or a song. Because if that's the case, for those that don't believe what I'm about to say, I understand. But God made the birds. The are you stealing from him if you sample birds or copyright because he made it first and allowed you to experience it, and now you're borrowing from it, or you go look at some land, a mountain that he created, and then you borrowing from it. So we could get real deep on this if we wanted to. Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. But you could go all kinds of different ways with this. But we all understand inspiration is everywhere, and people are inspired to make things from what they see or hear. That's just the way it is. And broke out the matrix to turn on monetization. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's sheer greed is what it is. And if everything is based on greed, of course, it's going to start. But if you understand exist and that people are going to creatively make things, I mean, it's just what it is. I don't I think it's like you could sit around debating stuff like this forever, but in the end, it's just like just make music, enjoy the workflow, don't steal anything that or claim something that doesn't belong to you. Um, but if you use it to make music, cool. Because how many people have the same sample packs, are using the same thing? They paid for it to use it, right? Just like you paid for it, and you put a song out using it. As long as you don't use the same exact rhythm, then it's fine. But you can't say you own the sound if somebody else made the sound. So that's why for a long time I didn't like Splice because Splice is like somebody else's stuff and it's like thousands of people using the same sample. But in the end, aren't we all using the same instruments and the same, so it's really too complicated to try to argue a point on that. Yeah, that's I love that line. The universe is great. It's where I keep all my cool stuff. It's hard to play a piano over this because it's so much other stuff going on. This is a very textural driven track. In fact, since it is very texture like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in the texture pack that's coming out. So we're going to save it, and then we're going to go back here. This pack will be dropping very soon. I'm almost done with it. So this will move me along quite well. So it's called Between Frequencies. This is it right here. You can see I've got 16. We're going to make this 17. So we're going to, and then you can take this and use it in your song. So that's pretty cool. So this is BF17. There it is. So this is going to be, I'll have this done. When I get to 20 is when I'm going to go ahead and put it on my Gumroad. And I already set all that stuff up. So we're good to go. I just got to load it up. I'll put a little piece of artwork or something on it, and then we'll go from there. I use this as a visual aid so I can see. Looks good to me. So then I'll go ahead and export the audio 1 to 24 export. Oh wait, you know what? Before I do that, I like to give it a little tail in. I'm gonna put it right here just to leave it off. That way it doesn't just completely cut off. So we'll go collect and save again, and then export audio, and we'll do it to 28, which is right there. Go ahead and export, and this is 17, and there we go. So this will be a new textual thing for you guys to use. Mom and dad said, if you don't like something, find another channel. If nothing is on TV, go out and play. We get so caught up in what others are doing, we forget to do us. So true. Thank you, Crazy Web. Yeah, so true. We get caught up in worrying about other people till we forget about ourselves. You know what? And there is a measure of worrying about other people that is okay too, but at the same time, you're 100% right. And just go do you. Stop overthinking this. Um, that's really what it is. You forgot the pizza. Yeah, man. Just another day of getting old. Hopefully, getting wiser. That's what we should. If there's something to celebrate, it's like another moment of getting some experience or something like that, more than just the number, because the number is means nothing really, except for that you hurt a little bit more. Perhaps that is something, I guess. Cool. So here we are, BF17. I usually jump right into a new one when I'm making them. Yesterday, I think I made five. Yeah, I made five not presets, but five samples for that particular project. So I'm almost done. I'm almost done with this project. I look forward to dropping it, letting people have it for free. It's kind of cool. It's a way to give back, and I like doing that. It's kind of fun. Get rid of some of this. So this is I've talked about this on different videos, but I like having a template that I have as default because it makes I can go through and make music pretty fast. That's how I put like five albums out last year because I'm really efficient with it and I'm making music because once you have a template, you kind of know where you go and you can always sub things out. Like if I need to sub out something in here, I can easily move it around. But everything runs through this compressor, right? This mastering compressor here. So if you guys haven't seen this, the Wolf compressor with saturations with all this stuff is really good. It's probably you could take most of the rest of the stuff off other than Haze 2, which I use to give my stereo widener portion. And this particular one, which is my 12-bit, this is an actual device that has been created into a plug-in, the Silver Bullet MK2. This thing is crazy good for adding dirt to your sound, grit, right? So just keeping this stuff on the signal chain down here, really, this thing really doesn't matter. It's just a visual for me, but this gives me my sound on all my music. Everything passes through these plugins, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, good hurts is good eats. Yeah, absolutely. If you're trying to hit a key slash scale, it can be worth adding that into your file names along with the. Yeah, that's true. But that's true. And I'd usually do that if I'm making like a sample for um like a rhythmic sample or some type of sample where I'm playing chords. But a lot of these samples that I'm creating are texture. So it's just something to put in the background that you can manipulate versus not you wouldn't I don't think you would want to do this, but you wouldn't chop this sample up that I just, or at least not the one I just made. It would get real weird if you try to chop it up. It's not like your typical sample. It's more of like something you would put in the background of your music and manipulate it and then take that and then build over the top of it. For instance, let's say I'm using, let's pick something out here, boats. Excuse me, boats. Let's say I'm using this in this next sample. Now I can't give you this sample because this is owned by the guys that made it, but I can definitely drop it in here, manipulate it, and then let you further manipulate that sample. So, and sometimes I go in and randomly just pitch stuff weird places, time stretch it out. Like if I want to stretch it out really far, I'll go Command J and join this together. And then I can just grab here. Once I warp it, and then stretch it even further, like some Paul stretch type stuff. And then I'll build something over the top of that, right? So it's kind of droney sounding. Oh no, I don't want that. Let's go grab something from like ambient packers on room tones. And I'm gonna drop this really low. So I'm building a soundscape that you could like. I'm gonna drop this one even lower than what it is. Right. And now you can take these two, and then I'm gonna put some effects over this, so then you can just put something over it. Let's go to Valhalla. We're gonna use future verb on this one. So things like this, where I'm pitching, stretching, and building you this, and then you take this, you're not gonna chop this up. You might use this in a track somewhere as like some type of textural background, right? And then you take that and you start playing your keys. For instance, if I was gonna do, let me pull a piano up. If I had something like this, I would go in here and leave it. Oh, let me think of some chords. See what I'm talking about? So then if I click that, It's a lot of mistakes in there, but whatever. I'm just giving you an idea. This just becomes a part of it, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not like the main source of the track. So texture, something to sit in the track just to kind of beef it up to make it sound. You would chop it up. Yeah, well, you could chop it up if you choose to. I'm just saying that's not how my brain would. I wouldn't take this personally and chop it up. I would take it as a textural background and use it in a track. Now, maybe you would if it was me playing the piano like that, and if I was giving you a piano. But the idea of this particular track is called Between Frequencies. So you're just placing it, maybe manipulating it a little bit to your own liking, and then throwing that into your track to give you some texture. But yeah, I know you know what I mean. Yeah, BF-17 would definitely be a challenge. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm probably playing in a Hungarian minor thing. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up with by using Scalar, but I think that's what I'm doing. And here's the kicker. If you have Scalar, or if you're on iOS and you have Chord AI, you can drop anything I play into there and it'll generally get you pretty close to what the what is it called? The scale is. So that's all you need to do is once you know what the scale is, then you can kind of go from there. You can also get the BPM on some of those, like not Scalar, but what's the other one? Chord AI will give you a BPM too, and it does pretty good. I think it's pretty accurate compared to some of the ones I've used. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm aiming to do, and this is just a pack of textures because I think that's the one thing that makes the music unique, right? Anybody can grab a piano and sit down and play you something, and then you can say, okay, I like this chord or that chord or whatever chord you're playing, and chop chords. But when you get something that's got texture in it, it kind of distinguishes it from the other stuff that's going on, right? It makes it a little different, gives you a little ear candy, sometimes they call it. So that's where plugins like glitch machines, cataracts, and stuff come in. Or like if this right here, I'm gonna run it through Fracture XT, right? So so now it sounds like that. And then we could put let's try it. I always want to do this just to see. Serato effects. And then use this little randomizer. So I'm toying around just to see what it comes up with. So that's Fracture. Let's put let's get Supermassive on here and find some presets. Put Fracture after. There you go. Let's grab Myth. Where is Myth? Let's find a preset to work with in Myth that we can create some sound. So we'll go browse, we'll grab from these. I have four, well, technically factory pack, but I'm gonna skip the factory pack. Texture. Let's randomly. So I'm using these buttons to. So I'm using the Osmos. I can play. If you guys, hold on, let me show you right here. All right, so I'm gonna start over and make this. Okay. So I'm playing in between just random. You notice I don't have the metronome on. I'm going off of feel versus clock. It's more of the internal clock. Nice. Okay. Join. So yes, I you can chop anything, you can do anything you want with these samples, by the way. I'm it's going to be free too, so don't even worry about having to think about paying for anything. If you want to donate something towards it, my albums are available on Bandcamp, and that usually helps. I don't turn down donations because it does help with the purchases of plugins and whatever else I get. Everything I've gotten, I've purchased it myself. So it's yeah. But anyway, I just want you to know that it's going to be free. Hey, appreciate you, Neertal. Thank you for stopping in. Look forward to your next video too. I'll be there. I'm always dropping in, checking everybody's videos out too, supporting, hitting the like. So if you can do me that solid too, hit the like for me. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. This video is going to be ended here. I'm actually going to leave a little space here because I'm going to fade out these sounds here to give you an option to be able to get what you hear there going on. There's a lot of stuff buried within this. So when you get it, you're not getting all these samples, you're just getting a solid, right? I can't actually give you something like this because it's copyrighted in the sense of the actual sample itself. But what I will give you is my version used the way I put the effects on here. You'll have all of that built into one solid textural piece. You can take that texture, chop it up if you want to, use bits and pieces of it in your own music, or just throw the thing in your music. I'm not copywriting this stuff, I'm just putting it out there for people to use. Believe me, I will never be like, oh, let me know, figure out who used my stuff or not. If you use it, I'm appreciative that you did use it. Um, so I don't really worry about that so much. All right. So there it is. Let me actually join these parts together. Sometimes it's easier if I need to fix something to see them. And you can see here, if you look here, you'll see all the MPE notes. So that's because I'm on the Osmos. It has MPE. Love this keyboard. I can't say anything. I don't know if there's anything to say bad about it. I'm not I will say one thing. I'm not using the internal sounds in it. It's not that I wouldn't use them. It's just I have better plugins on the computer. So I'm always going to aim for the better plugin. Most keyboards, unless you got something where it's unlimited tonal sounds, are going to have some limitations. The matrix thing that they use for the Osmos, I'm not smart enough to go in there and be able to know how to make sounds from it. I just don't. So for me, this is the best um, controller I've ever had as far as expressive music. Expressive music, not just best keyboard ever, but expressive music because of the fact that each key can be bent individually while other keys can play. And it's so many things I don't even want to do a video on it because there's so many good videos out there that explain it well. And I would probably not do it justice explaining it. Um, but I will say this is one of the best keyboards when it comes to playing pads and textures and instruments like guitars where you bend strings and wind instruments, and it's incredible. So anyway, that's that. This is a cool let me extend that to the end there. I'm going to put this one up as this is number 18. So we're two more in and we'll have the final. And I'll put it on Gumroad. If you guys can subscribe to my Gumroad, should be my email, which is, you already know what it is. It's the name, right? But it's I'll put it on the video once I release it. I'll do a video about it so that you can see it and know where to get it from. All right. Hope all is well. See you guys on the next one, and I'm out.